Meet the Brussels Palace of Justice. The official story says it was built in just 17 years. But does that timeline actually add up?
Yep, the official record says 1866 to 1883. That's a truly massive building completed in only 17 years. So you gotta wonder, with the tech they had back then, could they really build it from scratch so quickly? Okay, let's start with the workforce, because this is where the official story starts to get pretty weird. Official records show maybe 300 to 500 workers a day, but engineers estimate a job this big needed thousands. This chart really puts that gap in perspective. The official number of workers just seems way too small for the job. And it gets even crazier when you think about the technical limits and just all the headaches they faced back then. I mean, they were dealing with bad weather, limited machinery, total transport nightmares, and even political crises. You know, Brussels, it rains a lot. They lost about a third of their workdays, cutting those 17 years down to only 12. And get this, their steam cranes couldn't even lift the massive foundation blocks. So how'd they do it? Getting the stone there would have required thousands of horse carts every single day, but city archives show no record of that chaos. And as if that wasn't enough, they had a huge cholera epidemic and a major war disrupting everything. Okay, so if 17 years seems impossible, what would a realistic timeline for building this from the ground up look like? Well, according to engineering analysis, a more realistic timeline is actually closer to 60 years. Yeah, 60. That breaks down to 10 years just for the foundation, 30 for the walls, and 20 more for the roof and inside. Even being super generous, other estimates put it at 33 to 47 years. The main point is that huge time gap. So this massive gap leads to a really interesting theory. What if they weren't starting from scratch at all? This is what's called the adaptation hypothesis. That small workforce makes perfect sense for a different kind of job. The idea is that they spent those 17 years adapting an existing building, not creating a brand new one. So it wasn't 17 years of construction, it was 17 years of adaptation. That completely reframes the whole story. It really makes you think, right? How many other official stories from history might be worth a second look?